Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please accept warm greetings from my organization, Indegene, and from my motherland, India. It's indeed a privilege and an honor to be presenting to this august audience. I see few stalwarts of digital and multi-channel marketing sitting over here already. For the past decade, the pharma marketeers have been grappling with the challenge to find an answer as to how to address the changing environment. And that changing environment is in terms of limited access to the physicians and with the proliferation of channels. Earlier, life was simple: medical reps going to the doctors, live meetings, conferences, booths. It was a simple life. But life has become more and more complicated thanks to internet, smartphones, mobile apps, and so on and so forth. Today, if you look around, there are already quite a few pilot MCM programs going on either at the brand level or it could be at the country level, region level. There are few examples also of a well-coordinated MCM programs rollout at the global level. In my presentation today, I would like to touch upon what are the different aspects when it comes to multi-channel marketing. What is the perspective of the customer, that is the physician in our case, and how the pharma marketeers can leverage this opportunity of multiple channels, or digital if you will, to convey seamless, consistent, and coherent message to the doctors. Feel free to stop me at any point of time if you have any queries or if you want to add to what I am saying. So today's agenda that I would like to cover is, first I would like to touch upon from the customer's perspective, what does multi-channel marketing means? Then I would like to give a perspective on how the pharma industry has responded, or the better word would be reacted, to the changed environment. Then I would like to discuss about how we can make multi-channel marketing a success, whether we are doing it at an enterprise level or we are doing it at our brand or portfolio level. And lastly, would share a few case studies of the rollout of the digital programs, multi-channel marketing programs from the US, from Asia Pacific, and an example even from India. Now, these images would be very familiar to all of us. As I was earlier mentioning, the life was simple earlier. You had traditional or conventional way of marketing was medical reps going in clinic detailing, you had conference booths, or you had doctor symposium. So it was quite simplistic way of doing the marketing in the pharma world. But given today's context, the kind of environment that we all live in, it's a connected online digital world. Are these tactics going to suffice? Now, these are some of the data points, which again, I don't have to read them over here. I'm sure you will all agree, because whether it is any industry, and healthcare is also part of this overall business environment. And we are today, due to digital connectivity, each and every industry, each and every sector is getting impacted. And pharma is not an exception to that. The end customers or the physicians are today online, and they are searching pharma-related information. As you can see from this particular table, this was a study conducted amongst the US physicians. And now when the physicians are going online, they are not just going to update their Facebook status. They are doing some serious search over there, which is related to their professional updation. What I would like to point out over here is compare it. In a week, 8+ hours. In a month, it translates to 36+ hours. Compare it with 4 to 5 minutes a medical rep is going to spend with the doctor. So these are some of the thoughts which I'm trying to provoke the audience with over here, but giving some of the examples from the developed markets of the US and Europe. Again, if you look at a study which was conducted by Accenture and published in 2013, from the physician's perspective also, they are today demanding that the pharma companies communicate to them using different channels. In fact, so much so, 1 in 4 direct sales force interaction is getting replaced by a digital. Now that's a substantial shift in the way the customer is expecting to engage with the pharma companies. You can see in this graph, there is a digital interactions are, I won't say expected, in fact they are increasing and we all know it from our own experience in day-to-day life. Again, physicians are using variety of channels, not just one channel, variety of channels they are using today. Most recently has been your iPads, tablets, and smartphones. So that's what I have highlighted over here from this particular study. So does it mean that today, when different channels are available, does a pharma marketeer has to be present in all of them? Is an ubiquity what is required? Now that's a question which we need to ask ourselves. Do we need to be present in all the channels with the same message, with same kind of maybe the content? Or we need to surprise and delight the customers with relevant and consistent messaging? I'll take an example. I'll take a step back from pharma and give you 2 examples. One is from the banking industry. If you look at this picture, this may seem as if it is a picture of some bygone era, maybe 1 century ago, 2 centuries ago. We may think so. But till almost 2 decades ago, we all were going to the bank branches to withdraw money, to deposit money, and for other day-to-day transactions. Comes the technology. You have ATMs getting installed. Now these ATMs can do what our day-to-day interaction with the bank branch was. The next stage in the technological evolution. Today most of us are using the mobile apps to do any kind of monetary transactions. We do not even go to the ATMs that frequently. What does this imply? A highly regulated industry like banking, if they can adopt change, they can leverage technology to engage with their customers in such a meaningful way, why cannot pharma do the same? Why we are still behind the curve when it comes to adoption of technology to facilitate the communication with the engagement? And mind you, coming of the mobile apps and ATMs or internet banking has not resulted in the vanishing of the bank branches. Bank branches still exist. They are still getting opened. Another example I would like to give is that of Apple. Now, why I'm giving this example is, the previous example was more in terms of being present across channels. That was from the banking sector. Then the example from Apple is more in terms of the seamless customer experience. I'll give, if suppose I'm staying very nearby to an Apple store, and I go online to their website, and I want to purchase one of their products. Does it mean they will tell me, because they will know the location, my location, and they will say, look, Mr. Sharma, you are staying very nearby to our store. Why don't you go and visit that store if you have to buy? Or if I call their call center, are they going to tell me that? No. It is a seamless customer experience. If I want to buy their product or a service, whether I go online or I use the call center or I use their mobile app or I go to their physical store, I get the same experience. So this is to answer the couple of slides back which I had I have mentioned about ubiquity. So it is not about quantity, it is about the quality of engagement that also has to be kept in mind.